RC Thunderdrome is sponsored in part by Hobby Products International. Get insane. Get the HPI Insane Edge. Futaba Corporation of America. Trigger happy? Shoot for victory with the Magnum. And Team Novak, where high performance runs in the family.
They tell me it's the RC Thunderdrome, but it's got to be bigger than even that.
So I've always been interested in cars and racing, and when I discovered these little radio control race cars, it was a natural, and I fell in love with them, as most of these guys have, and the rest is history.
I went to the hobby shops and I saw the radio-controlled cars, and it seems very fun, so I started.
I've always wanted to be a race driver, and I've always been interested in real racing, and never could afford it, and this was an affordable way to do it, and it's pretty safe, too. I've only got hurt once. I fell off a driver's stand one time and injured my knee. But
people are competitive by nature, and this is a fairly inexpensive way to get that, work that out of your system, satisfy your competitive nature, and just you have a lot of fun. It's something that doesn't require a heck of a lot of money.
I think that it's a good sport, and I think the most important thing is learning to cooperate with people.
It can be just as complex, only it's much less expensive. You're not in the race car, you can't get hurt. And people who would like to race full-size cars or used to race full-size cars, a lot of them race these.
I've been flying radio-controlled airplanes since about 1976 and decided to try some racing and got into it, kind of enjoy it. Still fly as a hobby, though.
Mainly it's just a self-satisfaction. It's just a personal challenge. We spend a lot of money just being on the road, Joe and myself. We're more like brothers these days, we can kind of get into it with each other, and, it's over with.
First, my husband and my two sons were into it, and they started bugging me about coming to the track, and when I got there they had a bunch of girls that were racing, and they talked me into it, and I started in with the truck on a dirt course, dirt oval.
The best family, I think, is the family of real racers and small racers, because we are all of the same species. The competition level that we have here at the Thunderdrome is certainly as intense. Just talked to Reggie Murphy from Team Toyota. Joe Benson was here, obviously, from Team Budweiser. And they agree. They were in this lovely race, and they loved it. And a little bit more competitive, actually, than the real world, because they knew they could rub fenders, smash fenders, and get away with it.
Started racing RC cars in early '85 and just found that it gave me the same kind of adrenaline rushes that you get from any kind of competition or any kind of sport, and so that's why I've stuck with it. It's a challenge to me.
You go to these local races and you might have 20 or 30 spectators. You get here and there's at least 5,000 people behind you cheering. It's a rush. It's a definite rush.
I'm racing because it's still fun. I like to develop new things. I don't necessarily like to race really what's stock. But I like to make different things, make new things, and that's what keeps the interest in.
The velodrome was built in 1983 for the 1984 Olympics. It is considered the finest track facility for track cycling in the country. It's 333 meters around. It was paid for by the Southland Corporation, which at that time was the parent company of 7-Eleven stores. The track is 333 meters around. It's 33-degree bank turn, and it is a phenomenal facility for track cycling. But in today's economy, there's not enough promoters and revenue in track cycling to pay for itself. So my job is to go out and talk with promoters and agents and people who can bring in concerts, commercials, and special events to underwrite the cost of this facility, because the state and the federal government don't give us any money. We are a nonprofit organization that runs the facility, and it costs us about $250,000 a year, but we have to generate all the funds. And so we're happy to have good, healthy, good family events like this here at the facility. Apparently the word got out in the business that new management was interested in seeing if we could do RC car racing here. And it wasn't a day later that I get a call from Dan Moynihan, who says, "Hi, I'm Dan Moynihan. I'm RC Thunderdrome. We need to talk." Unfortunately, we weren't able to find anybody in quarter scale or any sponsors to underwrite the cost of it, so we didn't do quarter scale race. But it was the beginning of the relationship with Dan Moynihan and I, and I'm ecstatic that they're here.
I enjoy oval racing, man. It's just a lot of fun. The competition is usually very close, and the cars are easier to set up than a road race car, and they're pretty realistic looking on the track, so it makes it fun to watch and fun to race.
Well, basically, we've been pretty fast since we got on the track. We've got our car working good, motors are running good, we got good batteries. I mean, we've got right now the whole package is working right now. We really hadn't had to work real hard. I mean, our motor man's been working pretty hard, and so far it's paid off.
I actually coached Dan into going to Florida with me for a race, and he was just out of his mind. And he had such a good time. We came back and we said, "Boy, we need to do something like this."
And we went to the Encino Velodrome in the Valley.
That was about 5 years ago.
We are running. Let's hear it for these guys. Come on. It's very slick off the start.
The number 1 car, Ralph Birch Jr. from the pole, out front, streaking through traffic, already impact markers on the back straightaway. Ralphie Birch, the number 1 car, the blue and white car off the number 4 turn, coming down the front straightaway right there. That is Ralphie Birch. Keep an eye on that car. He hopes to make a successful motor change. It would be the, whoa, Birch in traffic. Nice job of getting around it. Ralphie Birch hopes to make a successful motor change during one of the pit stops. Pit stop should come about every 3.5 minutes, already 3 laps down.
And we hear some caps making noise. I've heard them on 2 cars. Tire's going to be a factor. The track is a lot warmer than earlier. Trouble in back straightaway.
Be careful in 3.
High in 3.
Nice drive, driver. Nice drive. Traffic in 4.
In second place is Bud Bartos. Third place, Cliff Lett.
4th place right now, looks like it's
Craig
going to be
Perry.
Craig Perry. 5th spot's going to go to Roger Payne. 6th spot's going to be Gary Hamilton. 7th spot's going to be Jamie Woolsey.
8th spot is Sean Ireland. 9th, Craig Carey. And 10th is Mike Lavco.
That was Mike Boylan, I believe.
Remember, pit guys, no feet over the wall.
The Budman, Buddy Bartos in the pits. That's the 2nd place car. The number 7 car on the front straightaway, the white and green car.
I've been racing RC cars about 16 years. I was into other forms of racing. I used to race slot cars years ago and happened to see an RC car at one of the slot car raceways. And I bought one there and just got hooked on them.
Up on the track, that's him across the line right there, the number 1 car. Got traffic on the front straight, go low on the front straight, low on the front straight, go low on the front straight, gentlemen. Traffic in 1. You guys.
But a good stop, including car in and out.
Ralphie Birch comes in at lap number 13, so that figures to be just about where we thought it would be, about 3.5 minutes in.
Are in the
go
middle.
High and front straight, high and 1, high and 1, high and 1. Traffic in 1, traffic in 1, go low in 1, guys. Go low in 1, go low in 1. We got a dead car in 1, dead car in 1. Personnel on the track in 1. They're 16 laps in. Stay low on the front straight. Turn marshals are on their way. Stay low on the front straight.
Back straightaway. Stay high in the back straightaway. High and back.
Low on the front. Personnel on the track. Nice spotting job by Nick Case. Definitely up for our Turn Marshal of the Week award. Nice job, Nick Case. Turn marshals, please be careful out there. These cars are going 60 miles an hour plus.
That's dedication, too. He's a racer. He knows.
No doubt. 20 laps down. You got 130 laps still to go, drivers.
I don't believe how fast Mike Boylan just got in and out. I looked, and then he was gone. Let's see who's going real fast. Carey at 64, Chris Smith at 65. They are blazing out here.
Okay, we're going to run it down for you. First place right now, the number 1 car belonging to Ralph Birch. Second place is going to be the number 6 car belonging to Cliff Lett. Third place currently is going to be Mike Boylan running for Twister. Boylan running real good in all the heats yesterday. At the front of the pack today, so still definitely in condition. 4th spot's going to be the local guy, Ted McDonald, running for Race Prep. 5th place right now is going to be Kent Clausen, the number 5 car.
In 6th spot, Craig Perry, car number 9. 7th spot is Craig Carey, number 2, the hyperdrive car. Bud Bartos, last year's winner, is in 7th. 8th place, we just had a change there. 9th place actually is Gary Hamilton, and 10th is Roger Payne. We can see when the drivers are coming in, like Sean Ireland. Watch number 8. He'll be coming in soon. Had a lap at 59. Now 56, and he comes in right then.
You're so right, Hal. You can just watch the time start to fade. The drivers know it. The pit crews know it. They are in constant communication. You see most of these guys with headsets, so they know exactly what their times are, even if they don't have a watch themselves.
No.
50 laps down for Ralphie Birch the last time across. That's the blue and white number 1 car going down the back straightaway. So they are 1/3 of the way done, 2/3 of the way to go, gentlemen. Boylan having problems trying to make it back to the pit lane. Boylan was currently running in the 3rd spot when he came in. They're having to work on that car. That's causing him all kinds of problems. He has no throttle. He has steering. He has no throttle.
Leader coming in, glances off the wall, in, out, gone.
Record time for Ralph Birch, 55 miles an hour on that last lap, and that involved half of a lap worth of slowing down just to be able to get into pit lane.
The new track is a lot smoother than the other one. There's a little better bite on the other track, but as far as the surface and the facility, this one's about 3 times better.
Birch probably won't try the motor change this early. I think he wants to see if he can get maybe a lap up.
Clausen is just barely a lap down to the leader, Ralph Birch, but he could make that up on the next set of pit stops. Most of them taking place now.
Bud Barnos in and out just a moment ago. Bud's had a little bit of problems here. He's back in 10th, but you don't ever count him out, never.
That's right. There's still a lot of guys within striking distance, probably the top 5 or 6 cars. We've got a news break for you. Cliff Lett is on the bumper of Ralph Birch Jr. in turn 3 right now.
Hamilton in trouble on the back straightaway. Go high on the back straight, high on the back straight, high on the back straight. Okay, he is...
Lett to the inside of Birch. There's the pass for the lead. Cliff Lett, Team Associated Reading Modifieds, now out front. The number 6 car, the Goodwrench colors off turn number 4. Your leader right there. Ralph Birch dropping back just a little bit.
And Sally Ham just went crazy. I heard her screech from here. The Goodwrench colors out in front. Thanks to J.R. Sitman for pointing out that speed, and then there it happened.
And another news flash, Kent Clausen during the last round of pit stops was able to get on the same lap with the leaders. Birch is in the pit, the car over the wall, the car is over the wall.
This might be the motor change.
This could be the motor change.
This could be the motor change.
We're right at halfway, just a little before halfway. The car's still in the pits. Ooh, this is taking a long time. This is the motor change. That motor will need to go to Dan Moynihan. Dan Moynihan,
going a lap down. He's gone a lap down.
Ralphie Birch has gone a lap down. Let's hope they're putting some horsepower in for the second half of this race. This is a long pit
Let's
stop.
hope this is, well, I don't know. We got problems down there now.
This may be experimental.
Here he comes back out. We'll see. Yeah, he just pulls out and says, hammer. Wow, 67.8 miles an hour for Birch with a new motor. If he can maintain that type of advantage with a fresh motor, he's not out of it. I'm sorry. I know he's down a lap or so, but...
Absolutely, the positions have changed. Ralph Birch now 3 miles an hour faster than Cliff Lett. Okay, we're coming up on the 85 lap mark, drivers. You're going to have about 65 laps to go the next time the leader crosses the line. Cliff Lett across the line right there. 85 down, driver 65 to go. The leader, Cliff Lett, right there at 86 laps.
I've been in racing all my life since I was probably 13 years old. I was into professional motocross until I was 21, and then I worked for Yamaha as a professional motocross mechanic until about 87, and then started racing RC cars in early 85, and just found that it gave me the same kind of adrenaline rushes that you get from any kind of competition or any kind of sport, and so that's why I've stuck with it. It's a challenge to me.
Biggest advantage we've seen the entire race. The black Goodwrench colored car working his way off the banking in turn 3, now turn 4. That is Cliff Lett running for Associated. He does officially have 1 lap on the field. At 100 laps down, drivers, 50 laps to go. Gary Hamilton running for Team HPI. Your Insane Speed 1 winner is only, looks to be 2.5 laps down to the leader with a 62.5 mile average, currently running as high as 4th position.
Right, Gary's having a good run here.
I started in 1980 and started 12-scale cars and racing in parking lots mainly, and progressed up to the 10-scale cars when they came in the mid-70s or mid-80s then.
The Goodwrench painted car, that is Cliff Lett, your leader. Second spot right now, Kent Clausen, Team Associated teammate. Clausen is a lap down to the leader still.
Third place is speed winner Gary Hamilton, number 13 from Bakersfield, California. Fourth is Sean Ireland, the Associated driver, number 8.
Cliff Lett averaging now 60.7 miles an hour the last time around. That may be a little off the pace as far as he's concerned. Let's see if he slows out of 4. Yes, he does. Cliff Lett black in. That is the Goodwrench car. Battery out, new battery in.
Good
Cliff
stop.
Lett back underway.
Yeah,
awesome stop.
He knew that was a doozy. He punched the fist in the air and said, right.
Ralph Birch is back into the top 10, but just barely. Currently sitting about 13 laps down to the leader, Cliff Lett.
Now remember, maybe this late in the race, they're changing the type of batteries. Maybe, you know, you've got quick punch batteries that don't last. You've got quick punch that kind of hang on. Then you've got the long range batteries. big strategy there too as well.
Well, I'll tell you, I've heard the rumors in the pits about what kind of batteries Cliff Lett has, and you know what? They have both. They're a quick bunch and long-lasting too.
And they're all wrapped in black, and nobody knows what they are. The concentration level right now, their eyes are starting to sting a little bit. They've got to keep them open. Their eyes are drying out. Their heartbeat's going up. Whoa. Hamilton looping it there on pit road just a moment ago. Let's see if that's going to hurt him.
Cliff Lett low on the banking off the number 4 turn. He ducks into the pits. Yes, Cliff Lett, the buggy master, in the pits. This will be the leader's final pit stop. Battery out, battery in. Another flawless, perfect stop. White flag out for your leader. Less than a lap to go.
Last lap at 64 miles an hour. I want to hear a roar when they come across, folks. What a race!
Cliff Lett in 4. There's the winner.
Yeah! Look at him wiggle. Yeah!
Racing since I was probably 13 or 14 years old, and it's the high that you get from competition and the instantaneous decision-making requirement, and being able to tune the car and use your ingenuity and figuring out the setup, or being the first to figure out the best setup for that day. And
Most recently, I've been trying to just race oval because I have a harder and harder time racing the road courses because my vision is kind of getting bad. But primarily ovals. You know, like in 1982, I was road racing world champion, but lately I'm on the senior circuit, so I'm just doing oval stuff.
We use a quick change system on the car. We change the batteries every about 3 minutes or so. This release system latches off the batteries and allows the very quick, maybe 2 or 3 second battery changes.
I enjoy it, yes. I enjoy the challenge of starting a project and seeing it out here on the racetrack winning. I guess probably my favorite is the bodies. We have a 110 scale wind tone that we've had for 10 years, and I use it to test and design the body molds. And then it's just great to come out here and see them win national championships.
How many national championships do you guys have?
So it's flown like an airplane by moving it through the air. But of course, the large source of lift is the 202,000 cubic feet of helium inside the bag. We purify the helium that's inside about twice a year, and then we also add to whatever inside, probably 20, 30 of these, looks like welding cylinders full of helium, about 30 of those every 3 months. The aircraft engines, they're the same as on an airplane, so they have to be maintained the same time intervals as an airplane. Well, we do a lot of special projects. We televise various sporting events, football, golf, auto racing, hydroplane racing. We do movies, make commercials, fly with the lights on, do different scientific experiments with sonic booms, calibrate satellites. So it's a wide variety of different kind of flying.
And, tell me your most memorable time flying. If you have one that stands
Just
out.
had you guys up, that's pretty memorable.
to be a dedicated RC racer, it takes a lot more than just showing up at the track. You know, there's preparation. There's a few hours here and there, work during the week, get your cars going, and I just don't seem to have that time available to me anymore. Although I really like to race a lot more than I do, so enjoy it quite a bit.
I have a very competitive nature, and it's just being able to go out and compete. And then, you know, you develop, you know, over the years, you develop friendships with guys, and, you know, it's just, you know, competitiveness and your friends, and, you know, we just generally have a good time.
Most of us, I think, probably have some relativity to racing. We've always either enjoyed cars or racing or whatever. I know I've always been involved in racing. I've even been behind the wheel of a full-size race car. Professionally, I worked as an illustrator, and I worked with all the major car magazines like Motor Trend, Hot Rod, and
My mom started us. She bought my stepfather a little frog when they first came out, and he called me up, and I went over there and looked at it. And I asked him where he got it, and he told me where. And I said, let's get in the car. And went down there, and we went and got another one. And the next day, I went down and bought another one for my wife, and then we started playing in the backyard. And we ended up going into the Yokomos and then eventually into the asphalt.
Gary is very calm. Dan is a little hyper. I'm also a little hyper, but I think they go crazy. For 6 months, and as it gets closer, it gets worse and worse. There's so much, you can't even imagine. There's so much to deal with.
One of the backmarkers avoids all the carnage.
Well, I think I always loved electric cars, and anything with a battery always intrigued me. And then when I went out and saw asphalt racing in oval, I saw that was, well, I'd raced dirt oval before. That was fun. And I gave it up for a short period of time, and then the speed of this kind of racing has really intrigued me a lot. It's addicting. I love it.
Thanks for purchasing RC Thunderdrome. To see more great RC racing action, stay tuned to the end of this tape to learn how to order Nitro Thunder, coverage of the Roar 1992 on-road Nats, and Mayhem in Hemet, coverage of the first leg of the Kyosho Gas Off-Road Challenge. See the Mayhem in Hemet.
Under the lights, the much-anticipated insane speed run is about to begin.
Got it.
The Thunderdrome tests these prototype electric-powered land missiles for the title of World's Fastest RC Car. The new and improved drone left little doubt that the previous record of 75.96 miles per hour would be shattered.
Followed by Nick Case.
Looks good, Danny.
70 miles. That's right. Okay. Computer started. Go for it, Nick. Mike. Still at 70 miles an hour.
Don't get off, whatever you do.
RC. Fastest leading RC driver in the world. Joe McGregor gets set for each.
You've got to have that car right on the edge and still have control of it, so it'll cut through the air nice, you know. But I owe a lot of today, mainly.
The preparation is your biggest concern about the motors, making sure the comms and the armatures are race quality for this type of racing. There's a lot of things that go into it. Brush preparation, springs, very, very important. Making sure the cars are set up right, so they're able to go as fast as they're going now.
Basically, a hobby turned into a business. We wanted to make something good for the racers, and then we found out that people looking for those items, so we started to sell items.
I'm qualified first and expert modified. I had to get a good run in. I started from the front, so I just want to get a good run in the first time. Not have to worry about tomorrow. So I think now I should be setting all right for tomorrow.
We don't have any secret stuff on our cars. Gary and those guys got all the secrets. And Oval, this is a race of motors. You have to have a dyno man, and you have to have batteries. And
you have to go with the track conditions and the race conditions, and it's constantly tuning the motors.
We do use capped tires. It's rubber capped on top of the foam tires, and this is a TRC TM radial. This is excellent tires that we run with.
Right now we've been trying to develop some new cars for the oval racing, primarily road cars, and developing a new line of motors. Instead of just a production wound motor, we're doing a lot of hand winding and tuning right in the shop. So that somebody can go buy one of our production motors and get exactly what we're racing now.
We've only had this team for less than 6 months, and we've been in the top 5 and TQ'd 3 or 4 races already.
Everybody's doing well today.
Congratulations to Team HPI, winners of the Insane Speed Run. Get the edge, get the HPI Insane Edge.
The massive concourse lineup, nearly filling the drone, showcased the racers' dedication to detail. The winning driver received a $500 check from General Electric, the manufacturer of Lexington.
automobiles about going on 10 years now. Okay, I've been in the industry for quite a while, painting bodies here and there, nickel and dime, you know, buddy come by the house, okay, yeah, I'll spray it up. All of a sudden, I thought, hey, I might want to get involved in this. I used to paint funny cars and drag boats for a living.
I work for General Electric Company, and we make Lexan sheet. And although it's used in a lot of other areas, aircraft and architectural, it's also used as the base material for car bodies for RC racing. So it ties in pretty nicely, my job and my hobby at the same time. Well, we have a track on the East Coast in North Adams, Massachusetts. It's called the Megadrome Raceway. It's a 15,000 square foot indoor facility. Indoor because of the weather climate that we face up in the Northeast. It has an indoor dirt track, which has 4 stadium hills, 8 foot tall, and it has a 50 foot by 60 foot carpet oval. And it's all computerized, A and B systems. I've been racing for about a year. My son has been racing for about 2 years, and I got involved because of his involvement. And myself, along with a lot of other parents, got together and built this track. So it's a non-profit organization, and it's strictly supported by its club members.
What you notice is some of the bodies in the market, there's a lot of detail up to about the third front part of the body. Then the rear, it just seems like they lose the interest. So the main thing that we concentrate on is taking the detail work from the front to the tail.
Well, it's actually it's manufactured in a resin form or a pellet form. It's a polycarbonate material. It's reacted chemically. Once it's made into a pellet, it is a thermoplastic, so it can be melted down and reshaped. We buy the material from our resin counterpart, structured products that is, and we actually extrude the sheet. So we buy the pellets, heat it up, and extrude it into a flat sheet. For RC bodies in particular, 30 or 40 thousandths of thinner gauge material. It is purchased by a body manufacturer, like Andy's, who would take the sheet and reheat it in a machine called a vacuum former. Now that is clamped, heated, and the sheet becomes soft. At that point, it's pulled over a mold or a die that is molded into the shape of a car body or a truck body. When the material is pulled over the die, it is sealed, and then a vacuum is applied. The air is drawn from between the sheet and the mold, and you get a very detailed car body or truck body.
This is a paint job. We paint about 50 of these things a day. We go through about 3,000 pounds of polycarb every 20 days. So that's a lot of bodies coming out of it.
It is also used in heavier gauge materials for ballistics and forced entry. It's a very, very tough material. It looks like glass, but it is a plastic material, and it has a lot of ductility and impact resistance.
Be patient, take your time, you know, and don't be discouraged your first time around, okay? It's like anything. The more you do it, the better you get.
It's basically aimed on those people who are not the creative geniuses of the world, like the Andys, the do-it-yourselfers. And my thought was that if we could come up with an idea that would allow them to paint bodies very easily and come up with some pretty interesting concepts, it would be a saleable item. And this is an example of that. Actually, it's just a pig-bended piece of material that's transparent, red. The body is made out of this material, and all I did to create the luster and the color is to paint the back silver. And I was able to do some additional decorating by painting some black.
keep up on all the action, subscribe to Radio Control Car Action. Dial 1-800-243-6685.
you're not involved in RC, check it out. You know, pick up an issue of car action, come to a local race, or go visit a hobby shop, and if there's one local to you, you know, check it out. It's a lot of fun if you're a parent with kids. It's a great way because you can compete in the same arena that your kids do. It's not like Little League where you watch from the grandstands. You can get out there and race with your son, your daughter. You know, you can wrench right along with them in the pit area, help each other out, pit for each other. It's a good family thing, and it's a good. You can do it no matter how old you are. You know, you're fat, you're thin. It's just something that anyone can do, and it's a lot of fun.
Male, female, no age limits. Grandmas race these cars, little kids race these cars. The whole family can get involved.
To order additional copies of RC Thunderdrome, please send check or money order in the amount of $24.95 plus $4.50 shipping and handling to 2000 Broadway Southeast, Albuquerque, New Mexico 87102. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. To order Nitro Thunder featuring 2 hours of the hottest on-road gas action, mail $29.45 plus $4.50 shipping and handling to Broadway Production Studios, 2000 Broadway Southeast, Albuquerque, New Mexico 87102. Again, please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. Now you too can experience the hottest new RC action. 8th scale gas 4-wheel drive off-road racing. It's mayhem and Hemet. To order, just send $24.95 plus $4.50 shipping and handling to Broadway Production Studios, Albuquerque, New Mexico 87102. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. RC Thunderdrome is sponsored in part by Hobby Products International, Get Insane, Get the HPI Insane Edge, Futaba Corporation of America, Trigger Happy, Shoot for Victory with the Magnum, and Team Novak, where high performance runs in the family.